You ever notice how some companies, they're not just competing, they seem to be playing a completely different game on a whole other level. They're not just playing by the rules, they're the ones writing them. Today, we're going to open up the ancient playbook that shows exactly how they do it.
So let's just start right there. What is the real difference? I'll tell you, it's not about just working harder or having a product that's, 5% better. No, it's about a total, fundamental shift in how you think about competition itself. Okay, let's get into the heart of it. The big secret is understanding that business is never a single battle. It's actually a war you have to fight on two fronts at the exact same time. One is outside your company walls, and the other is happening right inside. Think of it like this. On one side, you've got the external war, the one against your competitors. That's the world of Sun Tzu. But then you have the internal war, the one for control, for stability, for power inside your own organization. And that, my friends, is the domain of Machiavelli. To truly dominate, you have to master both.
So let's start with that external battlefield. Sun Tzu's Art of War, it's not just some dusty old book for military history buffs. It's a straight-up masterclass in how to win in the modern market. It's all about how you face your rivals.
And the first, and maybe most important rule, is this. Don't ever fight your competitor on their terms. No. You change the terrain. You invent a new market, a new category, a whole new battlefield where you have the home field advantage, and they're forced to play your game.
Sun Tzu also knew that speed is, well, it's a weapon. In business, this is everything. It means you're moving way faster than your rivals can even think. I mean, while they're stuck in committee meetings, debating a plan, you're already out there shipping, learning, and adapting. You win because you just plain out outmaneuver them.
All right, the next principle is where it gets a little sneaky, but brilliant. Never, ever let your rivals know what you're doing next. You guard your secrets like gold. You misdirect their attention, and you let them waste millions of dollars chasing ghosts while you are laser-focused on the real prize.
So what's the end goal for a Sun Tzu strategist? See, it's not just about winning the fight. It's about positioning your company so damn well that the fight never even needs to happen. Your competition? They just become irrelevant.
Now, let's pivot to that second front, the internal battlefield. Because winning the market with Sun Tzu is great, but it's all for nothing if your organization rots from the inside out. And this is where Machiavelli comes in. This is all about power, control, and a healthy dose of pragmatism.
The first Machiavellian principle is something called virtù. Now that sounds like virtue, but trust me, it's not about being a saint. It's about being effective. It's the raw ability to impose your will on the world, to act with force and decisiveness while everyone else is still hesitating. And this leads us right to Machiavelli's most controversial idea. It is better to be feared than to be loved. Now, in modern business, this isn't about being a tyrant. It's about prioritizing discipline, incredibly high standards, and deep respect over just being popular. That's what ensures an organization moves with a single, unstoppable purpose.
The next move in the playbook, make yourself indispensable. A Machiavellian leader is a master at weaving a web of dependence. Your team, your customers, your partners, they should all feel like they simply cannot win without you. That is the bedrock of real, lasting power.
And finally, we have the master stroke. It's all about perception. Publicly, you maintain an image of absolute fairness, integrity, and virtue. But privately, behind those closed doors, that's where you make the tough, pragmatic, and sometimes ruthless decisions you need to make to protect your organization and keep it moving forward.
Okay, so this all might sound like some abstract theory from hundreds of years ago, but what if I told you this dual front strategy is the hidden engine driving the biggest, most powerful companies in the world right now? Let's look at a few examples.
First up, let's talk about Amazon. I mean, a company that has literally reshaped global commerce and the internet itself. They are absolute masters of this two-front war. So, what was their external Sun Tzu play? Well, instead of just slugging it out in the bloody, low-margin war of online retail, they changed the terrain. They created Amazon Web Services, a completely new battlefield that they owned from day one, forcing everyone else to play catch-up for, a decade? And internally, Jeff Bezos' famous Day One philosophy is pure Machiavelli. It's a culture built on fear and respect. It enforces this relentless urgency and impossibly high standards. You combine that with an ecosystem that creates such deep dependence. I mean, can you even imagine life without Amazon anymore? Next up, a company that basically turned secrecy into a weapon and design into a full-blown religion, Apple. They are the undisputed masters of the closed ecosystem.
Their Sun Tzu game is strategic deception, and they've perfected it. That legendary secrecy around every new product, it's not just for marketing hype. It's designed to ensure that their rivals are always caught completely flat-footed, unable to react until it's way too late.
And internally, or rather inside their ecosystem, it is a Machiavellian masterpiece. That walled garden of iOS and the App Store, it creates a level of user dependence that is just profound. And notice how they project this image of protecting user privacy, of virtue, all while maintaining absolute iron-fisted control.
And for our last example, let's look at a titan that a lot of people had written off as a legacy player, but who came roaring back using these exact same principles: Microsoft.
Think about it. As the PC era started to fade, Microsoft was in real trouble. So what did they do? Under Satya Nadella, they pulled a textbook Sun Tzu move. They pivoted hard to a cloud-first strategy. They changed the entire terrain with Azure, turning old enemies into new partners. And that move was built on a deep Machiavellian foundation. I mean, their classic embrace, extend, extinguish strategy was all about creating market dependence. By controlling the software standards, they made it almost impossible for anyone else to compete outside of their world. So you see, the real magic happens when you bring these two ancient ways of thinking together. They form this incredibly powerful modern playbook that any leader can use.
So here it is, the whole thing laid out. Sun Tzu gives you the external strategy, right? How to outmaneuver your competition in the market using speed and deception. Then Machiavelli gives you the internal strategy, how to build a rock-solid, stable, and dependent organization through decisiveness and pragmatism. The objective of combining them? Total, absolute advantage.
And this really brings us to the final, ultimate choice. It's a choice that every leader, every founder, and really every ambitious person has to make for themselves. When you look at your industry, at your company, at your own career, ask yourself this: are you just a piece on the board being moved around by forces you don't control? Or are you learning to be the hand that understands the game and moves the pieces yourself? Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. This isn't a checklist or a rigid set of rules. It's a mindset. It's about seeing the world not as a series of random events that just happen to you, but as a grand chessboard just waiting for a master to make their move.